One of China's biggest political events kicked off in Beijing on Thursday, the National People's Congress. In the opening session, Premier Li Qiang presented the annual government work report and laid out the country's policies for the future. We spoke about it with Amako Satoshi, Professor Emeritus at Waseda University, who's an expert on Chinese politics and society.
Amako says his impression of the government work report was that it is wide-ranging but lacks substance.
To be honest, I was hoping China would take a more realistic view of the domestic and international challenges it is facing at the moment and determine a policy course based on that. But unfortunately, it didn't turn out to be that kind of report.
On the domestic front, China faces issues such as sluggish demand due to a prolonged real estate slump and high youth unemployment. Amako says the fact Premier Li was unable to come up with concrete policies in response may be due to a concentration of power with Xi Jinping.
I think Premier Li doesn't have much authority. The reality is that power is concentrated with Xi Jinping, and if Li does anything that puts his own mark on policies, even if only a little, he might be slapped down.
On foreign policy, the premier said China will engage in independent diplomacy.
We will stay committed to peaceful development and uphold international fairness and justice.
The government work report also expresses opposition to hegemony and power politics, a veiled reference to the U.S. and its ongoing conflict with Iran. But Li didn't read out this part. Amako says Beijing may have been looking to avoid provoking the U.S. before the upcoming summit between Xi and President Donald Trump.
In the government work report, China holds its tongue and doesn't provoke the U.S. But at the upcoming summit, the Chinese side is going to raise the Taiwan issue. And I think the question for Xi is whether he can give a performance that shows China is a great country that can compete with the U.S. I think he is calculating that if all goes well, China will take a few steps forward as a world leader.
Xi is said to be seeking a fourth term at the Communist Party Congress due to be held next year. Amako notes that there is no potential successor waiting in the wings at this National People's Congress. Xi seems to be the only choice.
Of course, Xi is aiming for a fourth term and has removed various rivals with that in mind. He says he will make China an advanced country by 2035 and that it will eventually stand shoulder to shoulder with the US. It isn't clear at the moment whether that can be done, but he will do his best to make it happen.
そうするとやっぱり続けてやらざるを得ないと自分も思ってるんじゃないですか。